This is Bradley Thunderbird Phoenix, and I'm the founder and president of X-Cursion Media and Montage Radio Theater. Now, this is the first of many segments for YouTube, and I'm going to be talking about my audio plays. I'm going to be talking about my original scripts. Now, I've started off writing poetry, then I went to short stories, and then I started writing scripts. And I write radio plays, stage plays, and screenplays. I write various genres, for example, Twilight Zone type stories, horror, science fiction, satire, comedy, and of course drama. And if you go to my website, bradleyphoenix.com, click on the fourth topic on the left side, and you'll see Brad's audio short stories. And there you'll be able to hear some of my scripts. For example, this is the script that I wrote called The Girl of My Dreams. Now, I wrote it as a radio play initially, and then I turned it into a screenplay. So now you'll be able to see both. And we're going to do the screenplay as an indie film. But you can go on my website right now and hear an excerpt of this 50-minute radio play. As the founder and president of Montage Radio Theater, I wanted to talk to you briefly about some of our live performances on stage. Radio theater on stage. Let's start off with an evening of spoken word. This was done at the SAC Auditorium at Stony Brook University, the Student Activities Center, where we had both radio theater, my group, and performance poets and people from the audience citing their poetry. This was in 1998. We were at Stony Brook University at the Student Union Auditorium, and we were part of the Icon Science Fiction at that time, and it was an interesting performance where we did a lot of science fiction and horror themed plays. This was 1997. This was done at the Babylon Town Annex, as it says here, February 24th, 2002. And this was the first of two performances that we did there, live on stage. And this was the second performance, October 27th, 2002, that we did at the Babylon Town Annex Auditorium in North Babylon. And they were very, very successful performances. Okay, let's talk about the plays. This is Slightly Paranoid, and this was done as a radio play. And if you go on my website, look in Group A as an alpha, and you'll be able to hear this entire play. It's only about 4 minutes long. It's about a government agent who's a law enforcer who is also a part-time serial killer. It's a monologue. It was performed by one of my actors, Anthony Pomus. This play is The Maid Rat. This is basically Goodfellas meets The Twilight Zone. We did this live over the radio at WUSB 90.1 FM, Stony Brook University. And I played Vinny, who was the son of a mob boss. Always leave him laughing. This is about a clown who was a serial killer. This play is entitled Nukem. This is about a town hall meeting, and the villain of the play is an alcoholic. This play, They're Coming to Your House. We did this on November the 28th, 2010. This play is posted on my website in Group A as in alpha. This is about death squads in the south of the United States that arrests liberal activists. The Educational Toy. This is about a corrupt, alcoholic CEO who is battling his ex-wife and his wife's toy. It's a war out there. This is a futuristic science fiction story, and I believe there's an excerpt of this radio play on my website. The Death Ship Cometh. This radio play was performed in 2008, and it requires two actors, a man and a woman, to play husband and wife. Does the human race survive, or does it become extinct? Skeleton Cruise was based and inspired on the classic radio theater play with Vincent Price called Three Skeleton Key. And this is about super intellectual rats that invade a space station, a moon with my name on it. This is a science fiction fantasy story, and the main character is a black woman who is a very popular athlete, like a Michael Jordan. The number 2 greatest discovery. This is a science fiction story. This is on my website, and 3 scientists are investigating an alien artifact. The Spirit of a Rapist. We did this live over the radio at WUSB, Stony Brook University. And we did this in a recording studio starring Anthony Pomis. This is of the horror genre. It was inspired by the Twilight Zone episode with Cliff Robertson, who you saw in the movie Spider-Man. And this is the story of a serial killer like a John Wayne Gacy or Ted Bundy. And he has a dummy because he is a ventriloquist. The name of this story is Thinning the Herd, and we did this live over the radio at WUSB. And I put in the sound effects. This was a 30-minute radio play, and it involves redneck hunters who are in turn hunted in a forest by the animals in the forest and the ghosts of massacred Native Americans. The name of the story is Don't Take It Out on Me. It is a horror story, and it involves an inanimate object that comes to life. It actually sprouts legs and arms, and it comes after the main character and his girlfriend in the story. We did this live over the radio on WUSB. The name of the story is I Know Who Killed JFK, and we did this live over the radio twice on WUSB at Stony Brook University. It is the story about a man that has an ancient evil present in him. The story is I Want to Live Too. We did this live at Stony Brook University on stage at the Stony Brook Union Auditorium back in the late 1990s. And this is a horror science fiction story. It is about 30 minutes long.